Oh, okay. I think it's going. Then. Oh, hello. Is my volume good? Can you hear me? Okay. I moved how I had the mic sitting on the thing, so I don't think the main menu screen has any volume. I don't know. Okay. So, been a while. We got all the holograms and got some plot for what's going on and some mystery things. I tried streaming before, but I had to leave, so I replayed everything, and I'm back. I tried to make all the same decisions. The weather's getting real bad outside, so the last hologram was interrupted, and I'm going to bed early, I think. Yeah. Squid, wake up! I hate to be the bearer of bad news so early, but it appears we have a problem. What's up? That storm I mentioned moved in very quickly and violently while you were sleeping. It passed directly through here. The colony suffered some damage. You probably heard quite a din. Colony A is mostly intact, but it was a close call. I'm afraid you won't be able to set out anywhere today. It's just too dangerous outside. I need your help here. We need to make sure our equipment is still operational. Please come with me. Okie dokie. As you can see, the place is a real mess. You're lucky that your room was unscathed. I guess so. Doesn't look too much more nasty than earlier, though. In any case, I've unlocked the ship's hangar. I need you to go and make sure the ship is okay. Sure thing. Okay, the hangar doesn't seem too bad. I hope the ship is alright. The lights are spoopy. Yeah, they are, I guess. Yeah. I'm sure it's fine. I'm sure it's fine. Check escape ship for damage. Hello, birds. The thruster casing appears to be intact. The booster shell looks undisturbed as well. I don't detect any loose components. Hooray! Oh, that's good. The escape ship appears to be okay. That's such a relief. Next, let's make sure the shuttle is still functioning. Leave the hangar and go south to inspect the shuttle. Yeah. Can I look at anything else in here? No? Okay. Just checking. Yeah. It's in here. Check shuttle for damage. Check it. Okay, let's see what we have here. Nothing impacted the shuttle itself, and the bay looks unharmed. Great. Okay, the shuttle is still functional. We can send you out on missions again later. Now, let's just confirm the holosim chamber hasn't taken any damage. Head to the chamber just outside here, please. Sure, no problem. Well, it's still in standby mode. My own connection suggests no degradation or loss of data. Everything else checks out too. That's a relief. We managed to make it through this quite unscathed. We should be thankful. Still, the storm is still out there and we can't go anywhere today. You might as well head back to your quarters. Hell yeah, I'm gonna take a nap for the rest of the day. That's such a good plan. Nap. Squid, are you okay? I have some news for you. You must have been exhausted. You fell asleep and have been here all day. I'm sure you needed it, so I didn't bother you. I completed all my internal system checks. Thankfully, the colony is intact. For now. We should be able to get you out there again tomorrow. But I know today has been a particularly stressful day. And, well, I was hoping to do this another time, but considering today's events, I just couldn't wait. For what? For my surprise, of course. And since you couldn't go out today, what better time? You see, I noticed how much more at ease you've been since getting to spend time with the hologram recreations. And to be honest, they also seem to benefit from the interaction you've been having, even though they're merely simulations. So, I've prepared a special program for you inside the holosim chamber. Something purely extracurricular. Thanks! You are very welcome, Squid. I thought you deserved a little time off. With whom would you like to spend time in the Holosim chamber tonight? The first time I played through all of this, I ended up leaving Winnie kind of sad. And so I did that again this time. So I feel bad about that, and I thought about going on the date with her because I felt bad. But I went with, I think, Jean, because he just seemed real chill. But, I could do that again, or... Plant Lady was also pretty cool, and, Pierre, he seemed fine. I'm suspicious about what, the real version of him has been up to, but, yeah, but he seemed fine. Bummer Lady was a bummer. Anyone else? That was, the Bummer Lady was Winnie. Or, well, I guess it had to be. She was the only one that was kind of a bummer. Well, some of that might have been my fault, with some of the dialogue choices I made. But, yeah, I can go with someone else. That's fine. Let's see, how about, I went with Jean last time. Maybe I'll just do him again. Oh, but I do kind of want to know if they all get the same first date. So, I'll pick this weirdo, Pierre. That's right, it's down here. I'll have to enter low power mode so you can use the chamber, of course. So I'll speak to you again in the morning. Have fun in there, Squid. I hope you enjoy this little bit of downtime. Maybe. I remember feeling pretty neutral about Pierre. But, it's been a while, so I don't remember too clearly. Let's see how it goes. Oh, it is the same first date. Okay, that's fine. Isn't this amazing? This is a recreation of the Aurora Borealis from the Northern Hemisphere back home, the Northern Lights. AF4B 3B must have found this in one of the Holosim recreation archives. I had them installed to help us adjust to colony life. What do you think about it? Yeah, it's pretty great. It really is something. These simulations helped everyone a lot in the beginning. I'm glad these still exist. Did you know that they're essentially an accident? Gas particles from Earth mixed up with charged particles from the Sun. That's it. Their shape, though, and the light they emit, it's hard not to think they were purposefully designed. So, we have some time to spend together, it seems. Let's not waste it. What do you want to talk about? How are you, I guess? How are you doing? Me? Well, not too bad, I suppose. Work on the thrusters for your ship has been going well, so there's that. Admittedly, though, I've been a bit preoccupied, you know? When we met this week, I brought up Jean. That probably wasn't fair to you. I guess I'm still hung up about it. But what could have happened to him, you know? But this time in here, this is for you. You need a break from all the stress you're going through out there. It's tough, I know. It's not that I don't think about him, but I'm trying to stay focused, to make sure we get your ship up and running. Anyway, thanks for listening to me talk about that. It's great to be able to talk like this and not be distracted. I agree. That's great. Cool. Is there anything else you want to talk about? I'm worried. Oh, about getting off this rock? Well, look, let's talk about it. What is it that's bugging you the most? I'm bugged about surviving, escaping, being alone. How about escaping? I understand, really I do, but don't forget, the AI wants you to succeed. In fact, it's gone to great lengths to do so. It's only been the first week, too. I know it must be frustrating, when time is so important, but the AI seems to know what it's doing. If you stress out about it too much, though, you could ruin your own chances. I'm sure you'll get there. The AI is doing the big picture kind of thinking, right? And we're in here helping you out. All you need to do is what the AI asks and stay calm. I think a lot of us would have done well to remember that back in Colony B, even me, it's easy to get ahead of yourself. But you're going to do this. You're going to make it. I don't know how I feel about that. Just do whatever the AI says. I know AI is my friend, but also, don't tell me what to do. You're dead. Maybe the lights are all you need at a time like this. Okay, sure. Then let me ask you something. When you're out there with AF, 4B, 3B, how is it with you, I mean? Oh, the AI? AI friend is chatty. Yes, I can see that. It's probably trying to learn a lot about you in the short time you have. It's part of its programming. The very first system-wide AIs were released, wow, probably 20 years before we even left Earth. By now, they're probably even more advanced constructs back home. We need to use something field-tested, though. Stable. There isn't really any such thing as a perfectly stable system. Any engineer knows that. But AF 4B 3B was best in class. I can't help but think how its time here changed it somehow. You just notice little things, almost imperceptible. It's like living with someone for a long time. You see the lines in their face, the way they move. It all changes. Have you noticed this about AI? Maybe. 'Cause, like, it has some strong opinions about all the drone parts lying around all eviscerated, and I don't know, that's weird, I think. It's a natural part of its connection with people, like I said. It threw some people off, though. Others really appreciated it. I don't know how this current situation is affecting it, but either way, you couldn't ask for a better companion right now. I'm glad you're not alone out there. I wish I could help more, but, well, I'm just glad, that's all. Anyway, these simulations are still impressive, very accurate too. I made sure of that. But have you noticed that it's not cold at all? It kind of takes away from the whole deal in a way. But early testers didn't like it. Yeah, dude, it's cold! Nobody wants to be cold! I mean, it's better than being overheated, but like, come on. Come on. I wish we had put an option in. I mean, these are the Northern Lights. It should be freezing cold out here. Not everyone likes sweater weather. I guess Spacesuit Friend probably would appreciate it. He does appreciate a good scarf. So, okay. Anyway, there's one other thing I wanted to ask about. AI prepared this special simulation tonight, and I'm glad we got to spend this time together. But you could have chosen any one of us to join you tonight. Why me then? I like you, you seem nice, I'm not sure. Honestly, I'm not sure. I get that. I just wanted to ask. No big deal. Aw, bro, I didn't mean to make you sad. Well, Squid, you shouldn't eat up all the power left in Colony A in one night. I know things are going to get rough, but you'll thrive out there. I can see it in you. Until next time then, I'll be waiting. Don't be a stranger, okay? Of course. Take care. Okay. So the same first date, but they changed a little bit of the dialogue. Not as much as I thought they would, I guess. That's okay. Boop. I think, the date I went on with Sean, he was telling me about how he didn't really mesh well with the AI, but, was fine with it. That was pretty much the only difference, I think. Or the only real obvious one that I remember. Well, Squid, what did you think of that special simulation last night? Yeah, it was great. That's wonderful to hear. I thought you could use a pick-me-up after the stress of last week. In any case, a week has already passed and the increasing storm activity has shown our situation remains difficult. We still have a lot of work to do. Come see me in the core so we can get started once again. Okay. Yeah. What are we doing today? With a week already gone, we need to step things up a bit. The recent storm has me worried. The holograms have made some progress with the escape ship, but it just isn't ready yet. I'm afraid I'm going to have to send you out again this week. There are some resources we badly need. We can access the medical wing of Colony B, which might let us get some necessary medical supplies. You can also head to E Tower of the comms relay, where we can try to send a distress signal deep into space. Another facility of the agrodomes is open. We need to head there to find a way to extend your food supply. You can also reach the cave's refinery now. It's imperative that we find more fuel for the ship if possible. As always, the choice is yours. You can plot a course to any of these locales from the shuttle bay. Let's see. So this is another decision where we go decides the AI we hang out with in the evening. I think. So, let's see. Agrodomes is Leslie, Plant Lady. Colony B, Pierre again. Caves, Sean. And the comms relay station is Winnie. How about we do... What is this? I don't know. Let's go to the plant place, and maybe we'll hang out with Plant Lady later. Zoom, zoom, zoom. Whee! According to her records, Miss Bharadwaj stated that the research dome was one of her favorite places. It was also one of the colony's most important facilities. The research here allowed major advances in food processing efficiencies. Hopefully you can find some research that might help us extend your food supply for the journey back to Earth. Yeah, that'd be pretty sweet. I would love to not starve in the vacuum of space. Ooh, spooky lights. This decontamination chamber seems to be working. That's a good sign. It should be finished momentarily. A hole in the ground. Exit decontamination chamber. Oh, look at this. Now there's a rare sight here on Epsilon Eridani B. The outer dome was used for testing and research species. It was originally much more structured, lab-like environment, but over the years... So cute! I know, look at all this grass and this tree over here. Hell yeah. Lab-like environment, but over the years Miss Bharadwaj transformed it into this garden. If I recall correctly, she and I debated the merits of such an environment. She stated that having the garden wasn't just about science, it was about something more human. I regret that I did not fully understand at the time. Yeah, I mean, I guess it doesn't really matter much now, but look at all these. This moss, this tree, this thing. Man, that's some good plants. And are these little shiny floaty things? Are these bugs? We got bugs. Little fireflies. Some vines. Look at this tree. Oh, that's such a good tree. Can I scan this tree? No. Fine. What do you got over here? Dead mossy tree. Some ferns. Hell yeah. I'm reading a high concentration of foreign air particles from the lab on the west side of that research dome. I think you should check that out first. Maybe I will. Check equipment. It's a portable analyzer of some kind. I'm not sure what use it would be right now, so please keep looking around. Fine. But if I have to go back out and get it, I'm gonna... Oh! Who is this? Ashley Hainsworth. That was the chick who was... my scan indicates this is the corpse of Chief Engineer Researcher Ashley Hainsworth. The skeletal remains are consistent with the osteoporosis she suffered. It appears Miss Hainsworth used exobraces to regain some mobility, as her legs were severely affected. The braces remain on the skeleton. Miss Hainsworth was manually writing notes on her research here. They read, I finally confronted Bharadwaj about her inability to lead with direction. We had a pretty heated argument, I'll be honest. I didn't think the chief had it in her. She clung to the hopeless belief that the team would see things through. I thought she would never give up, but after a while, she came back and told me she thought I might be right. To think of it, after all this time. But she made me agree not to tell the rest of the team of her acquiescence, to not disrupt her precious ecosystem. So I've got them using the portable analyzer to test the newly grown samples. That's it for her personal notes. Perhaps we should see if there are any other research documents. Like these? These notes contain specifics on Miss Hainsworth's research. They indicate she was combining trace amounts of the toxin with other elements. According to this, she was trying to run more experiments at once than Miss Bharadwaj approved to, in an attempt to save time. Tests progressing faster than expected, she wrote. Miss Hainsworth focused on bryophyte plants. To isolate those first, do you know what a bryophyte is? Of course, not at all. Humor me. Shit, bro, I don't know. Bryophytes are land plants without vascular systems. They don't produce seeds or flowers. Moss is a good example. Oh, that's neat. The team must be trying to isolate which plants were more susceptible to carrying the toxin to understand how it traveled. Miss Hainsworth was focused on bryophytes, specifically mosses, but her research is incomplete. If we can get a couple samples, perhaps we can finish it. Look around the dome, see if you can find some equipment that looks like a bulky laptop, a portable analyzer. Like that thing I just saw outside that I wanted to pick up? I have an idea. So do I. What's this? That terminal still has some local data that didn't get properly synced with the colony network. It looks like Miss Hainsworth and Mr. Yeager continued their private conversation regarding Miss Bharadwaj's leadership capabilities. Ashley. So, I had it out with her, with Bharadwaj. Arlo. You did? What happened? Ashley. We had quite a row. Was surprised, actually. But in the end, she agreed with me. I don't know if she wanted to, you know? That irritating sense of duty she has. Arlo. Holy, I can't believe you did it. So that's it then? We're going to proceed with the research plan? Ashley. Looks like. We'll show her, Arlo. No more pussyfooting around. We'll get this done fast. Better than with her restrictive rules. Bro, you're in a research lab. You gotta... There are rules for a reason. Like... Does... alright. Whatever. I mean, you're dead, so it doesn't matter, but come on. Arlo. I just hope we're making the right decision here. Things have been so crazy lately. I hope we can come back from this. Well... That tube was breached, and the plant inside has mutated somewhat. Toxins from the tube environment must have escaped into this room. Okay. You want to tell me about these tubes? No? That's fine. I don't mind. Take the analyzer. There you go. That analyzer already has data on it from Miss Hainsworth experiments, but we can use it to continue her work, if we can figure out how the toxin works more specifically. Maybe I can protect your food supply for the journey home. take the analyzer out to the garden. Hopefully we can find some way to hook it up and find some specimens. Mine! To the garden. Let's see. What are we gonna do? Where am I gonna put it? In this tree? Here. Okay, the analyzer is connected and online. What we need to do is find samples from Miss Hainsworth's field research. So, let's start by finding some samples of bryophytes. Remember, plants without vascular systems. Moss, for the most part. There must be samples in the garden. Find and scan 3 of them. That should give us enough data for the analyzer. Okie dokie. Moss! You've scanned some Sphagnum centrale, otherwise known as common peat moss. Good work. This is a bryophyte we can use to test. Hell yeah. Moss, 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 moss. Ah. Moss. The sample is small, but there is Hologram palustra? Here. This is ribbed bog moss that will suit our bryophyte test. Hooray! And this tree moss. You found a healthy patch of Polytrichum juniperium, juniper moss. This is indeed a bryophyte we can use to test. Well, that makes 3 samples. Use the portable analyzer to process them. I'm so glad, because I think that's the only moss out here, and if those weren't good enough... Good. I've got the data from the bryophyte plants now. I'll be able to run simulations and tests back here. I think we're onto something. Head to the North Lab inside the dome and see what was being worked on there. Okie dokie. North. Oh, what? We're not gonna... what is this? What is this? It looks gross. Is it just stuff? Is it a broken chair? What is this? I don't care about the terminal. What is... Whatever. I'll come back. What is this? This ruined coat contains trace elements of dust and debris from the surrounding wreckage. I can also see some DNA around the cuffs. The coat belonged to a geneticist, Dale Zurakowski. There are small food wrappers in the pockets, as well as a small worn, folded-up photograph. The pocket depicts some dome staff looking tired after what was probably a long day. In it are Leslie Baradwaj, Leslie Hainsworth, Floret Marchand, Mr. Zurakowski, and Matsuko Bradley. In the photo, Mr. Zurakowski appears to be looking at Miss Bradley, one of the other geneticists on the team. Why do you think he's doing this? Jealousy, he likes her, no reason. I don't know, man. What kind of face is he making? What? I can't see the photo. I think... I don't know. Maybe it's jealousy. Perhaps Miss Bradley's research was progressing more smoothly than Mr. Zurakowski's was, or perhaps she engendered some particular favor he craved. I don't know, maybe. Could have been anything. Maybe he didn't know what to do with his face. I don't know. Alright, what's this? That terminal's local storage has been severely damaged, but it can still read external media such as data cards. Okay. What's this? These notes were by Dale Zurakowski, one of the other geneticists. It appears he was working under Miss Hainsworth's direction. Pterophyte strains 1 through 4, no conclusive results, it says. There's a chart that indicates more tests were intended. So, Mr. Zurakowski was focused on pterophyte plants from the domes. Do you remember what a pterophyte is? What is not a bryophyte? That's what I know about a pterophyte. No, not really. Unlike a bryophyte, a pterophyte plant does have a vascular system, but no flowers. It uses spores to reproduce. Good examples are ferns and what are sometimes called horsetails, important elements to Earth-like ecosystems. Oh, okay. We need to complete Mr. Zurakowski's research so we can be sure our food systems are safe. Let's deal with these pterophyte plants. The analyzer is already hooked up, so let's return to the garden and find some specimens. Okie dokie. Is there anything else in here? Anything else? Anything at all? No. Okay. Let's see. We saw some ferns and a horsetail. Since the analyzer is all set up, let's get to work. Find 3 samples of pterophytes and use the analyzer when you're done. This one! These are ferns. You found a healthy patch of Asplenium scolopendrium, a cristata fern. This is indeed a pteridophyte we can use to test. Sweet. What about this? Is this something? It looks weird. No? Alright. What about this? You've scanned some Equestum arvensen. Alright. You've scanned some of this, otherwise known as field horsetail. Good work. This is a This is a thing we can use to test. This. Good choice. This tree fern, or Sabatium or this other set of words, will make a good specimen. This scan will help us in our test. That's 3. That should be good enough. Use the portable analyzer to process the samples. Okay. I've processed and received the data from the plants you've scanned. Hopefully, this will help with our food supply issues. You're killing these pronunciations. I don't know, man. I'm doing my best, but there's only one area left. Head to the East Lab and let's complete our mission. Why do plant names gotta be hard? Because Latin bullshit, I guess. Whatever. East Lab! What do we we got in here? Pick up the data card. Oh, that's a standard 2D data card. That makes sense. Often researchers made manual backups as well as allowing me to store things on the network. There have been so many disruptions since this all started. So much useful data has been rendered useless or inaccessible, especially since I lost contact with Colony B. If you can find a terminal that still has a functioning card port, you might be able to read it. You know what? I know exactly where those are. What's this? What's this? What's these? Scan these. Scan it. There are extensive notes, quite neatly organized, on another type of plant. Oops. I knocked the mic off. Okay. Quite neatly organized on another type of plant. These appear to be Miss Matsuko Bradley's, another geneticist at the Dome. Like with the previous research, there is no real recorded success. Miss Bradley wrote, despite large angiosperm sample population have not yet isolated toxin. Miss Bradley was tasked with testing angiosperm species of plants. Are you familiar with angiosperms? Really? I don't think so. Just tell me. I mean, that's gotta be those other plants that are left out there, right? Just tell me. Miss Bradley was narrowing her research to deciduous plants, those with vascular systems and the ability to produce flowers. If she was looking at angiosperms, there are likely samples such as trees, crops, and deciduous plants in the gardens. Let's try the portable analyzer one more time. We can configure it for angiosperms and find out some specimens to scan. The terminal is damaged too heavily and can't be used. So I guess that's gotta be the rest of the plants out there. Like that tree that looks like an apple tree. And that other weird thing I kept trying to scan. Where's that terminal? In here? I think it was in here. Yeah! Use data card. Reading the data card now. It's a bit slow since the terminal is in such poor repair. Success! The data card contains several research document backups that don't seem to pertain to the task at hand. However, there is a personal file here called Matt Brad Plog 024. It reads, research could be going better. Everyone's under the gun. Ashley's pushing harder each day. We know the stakes, but still she flexes her muscles. That's a weird way to put that, but okay. Alright. I get the sense she has more than just survival riding on this new line of experiments. She has pride, and a need to prove she was right. I don't really know to whom. Dale has been getting a little close lately. Sometimes I feel at ease when we do relax together, but then suddenly I'll feel as if I'm the experiment. He's sweet, but a little intense. He is an excellent geneticist, though, and we need him, now more than ever. That's the end of the file. Okay, so the corpse of, this guy, when he was alive, was being weird to, Miss Bradley. That's gross. If you were alive, I'd chew you out. But you're dead in a lab coat, so I can't. What was I doing? Trees. I was looking at trees. Here we go. Let's find 3 samples of angiosperms and use the analyzer when you're done. This one. Right you are. These fading stalks of maize are a bit old, but they should provide the angiosperm we can use to test. Sweet. And this guy. Of course, what better angiosperm than a tree ripe with apples? The scan will help us in our test. Cool. Is this it? I can't use this tree, it's covered in moss and dead. Alright then. This one? It looks like Miss Baradwaj was testing a few varieties. Thankfully, some beans have survived. This is indeed an angiosperm we can use to test. Okay, that should be enough angiosperm samples. Use the portable analyzer to process them. Okie dokie. Excellent. I've got the data from the angiosperms and the last piece of data we needed. I can run a full suite of tests here now. I hope we have better success than the Agrodome crew did. It might take me a few days to complete my simulations, but it's something. It's unfortunate this facility was so greatly compromised. I only hope we can make use of the work that went on here. Though I imagine that the garden must be a welcome change from the corridors of the colony, we must continue our work if we are to escape. So when you're ready, please head back to the shuttle and come back home. Okay. I think I found everything to find here. But just in case, I'm gonna poke around a little more. I wanna find all the things. Nothing. There's probably nothing else. But I gotta know. Research notes. Nothing. An abandoned coffee. I am so short compared to this desk. Wow. Dead terminal. Research notes. Nothing, nothing. Okay. And in here. This guy, this, some of these, some of this. Okay. Nothing else. Okay, nothing else in there. Okay. And in here. Plant, plant. You were very tall next to Hologram Man. Did AI shrink them for you? Maybe. And like, look at this guy's head compared to me. It's so big. I am so small. I would hope AI shrank them. I think it would be terrifying to just, you know, so big. No way. Exit. I guess that's everything. Hope that was everything. Let's see. Oh. Let's go. Use the shuttle. Back to colony. Zoom, zoom. Flying spacecraft. Doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. Okay. Don't dawdle. Come see me right away. Okay, feeling bossy today? Alright. Sup, dude? How's it going? Want some data? Okay. All the data you've collected today is synced and ready to be worked on. You did well out there. Since you went to the agrodomes, you'll be able to visit Miss Baradwaj in the Hollow Sim chamber tonight. You can retire to your quarters when you're ready. I'll call for you when the Hollow Sim chamber is available. Woo! Nap. Nap time. I wonder what this note says. Boop. The intense blanket pull. It's time, Squid. The Hollow Sim chamber is ready for you now. Just head in when you're ready. Have a good evening. I will. Nobody can stop me. Except myself. Here. And in here. Hello again, Squid. I'm just over here, trying out a few new strains of vegetables. What happened with you today? A whole lot. I saw a bunch of plants and learned the names of ferns. It was very cool. I hope that's good news. The AI said you went to the research dome today. Maybe you found something that will get this work back on track. Yes, birds, is there a problem? Oh, okay, okay. Beep, beep, beep. You know, that dome was my pride and joy. My favorite place in the whole colony. I probably spent more time there than I should have, but I loved it so much. When those vines began to develop and ruin everything, the agrodome labs were thoroughly corrupted. It took a while longer for the research dome to become affected. Without access to the main grow dome and its equipment, we were forced to use what we had on hand. But the vines hadn't reached the garden yet, so we had a bit more time. But you saw it for yourself. I'm curious, did you find anything that might help with our mission? Let's talk about Ashley. Oh no. I'm sorry to hear that. Despite our differences, I never wished Ashley any harm. As I mentioned last time, Ashley and I had our disagreements, but she was a damn good scientist. At least before we all got desperate. And while Ashley was a valuable member of the team, she was also very ambitious. I don't think I was very good at managing her, or her ambitions. You seem to be dealing with the pressure of this whole situation as well. How do you do it? I just have to. I'm not really. I don't know. I guess I see. I guess that makes sense. You're all that's left, just you and the AI. Did you find anything else in the garden that might help us? I found some plant research. Ah, I see. I can see the data you've scanned now. So that's what we were up to in there. The biggest issue I remember was how difficult it was to get results fast enough. That was the main point of contention between Ashley and me. I was adamant that we needed proper protocols since we were essentially getting one last good chance to do something. She thought that speed was more important. You see, by the time we went to the research dome, our connection to the AI was tenuous. Atmospheric interference, the lack of power, we could only check in occasionally. Did you find anything else in the garden that might help us? I found this photo. Oh my, that is interesting. I remember this photo. But now that I see it again, the way Dale was looking at Matsuko, Dale was such an excellent researcher. I think Hudson Cartier loved him for the position. He was so studious, so dedicated. They probably considered him pretty low maintenance. And you know, to be perfectly frank, I never even considered he could express such an interest, let alone in a coworker. He just never let on. He was strictly about his work. But Matsuko was beautiful and very smart. I guess she was the one that got through to him, woke him up, so to speak. I can't say I blame him for his affection. Hey, you can't? I suppose. I don't know how to answer that. Any thoughts? Not the third. Yeah, I would agree there. How about the middle one? You can't. Well, sure. A guy like him, working day and night with a natural beauty like her, even without the stress, it's only natural he would fall for her. I don't know about that. But maybe you also like ladies, so maybe you also had a crush on her. You know, the one thing about our team I always noticed was that we were all so very different. Different kinds of families, very different personalities. We were like a garden in a way, our own little ecosystem. I don't know, maybe I was the problem? I could never create that balance we needed to succeed. I mean, I think you did your best, but, I don't know. You're right, you're wrong, maybe. I don't want you to feel sad, but I feel maybe is the correct answer, but I'm gonna say you're wrong. Because I don't want you to be sad. I want you to, you know, just not be sad. You really think so? That's awfully sweet of you. It just feels like I was the one who didn't make it all work, you know? Failure on this level is a team effort. So, how about that? But listen, I actually have been meaning to ask you something. When you finally escape and get back home, what are you gonna do? Go up again, settle down, travel, go right back into space. Why not? Wow, really? After all this, you'd have the courage to join another colony effort? You really are something else. You know, why be on Earth when you could be in space? So what if you might die? It's fine. I think Hudson Cartier has rules about what happens to crews when they return. Psych evals, debriefing, that sort of thing. And who knows what's changed since we've been gone? Public opinion, government regulation. all of it could affect colonization attempts, among other things. Just you watch. They can't stop me. I'll get the fuck into space if I want to. With our situation as it is, I wonder how much data they even have on what's happened. Perhaps almost nothing. After 16 years, wow, it'll be almost like you're returning from the dead. I'm sure so much will be different. Well, in the meantime, if you end up at the agrodomes again, can you do me a little... Birds. Excuse me? Birds. Oh. Could you do me a little favor since I won't be able to myself? Can you let me know if you find out what happened to Metsuko and Dale? Now you've got me thinking all about them. Sure. I would love to dish the tea to you. Oh, well, thank you, Squid. That would mean so much to me. I know it's a lot to ask, but thank you. I think it's probably time for you to get some rest, and for me to take some of this new information and get back to work on supplying your ship. It's nice to know that this simulated garden isn't the only bright point I have. Your visits, they're what really keep me going. Until next time, Squid, please stay safe out there. Woo. Yeah. To bed. On one of the other streams, the AI mentioned that I had to go straight back to bed and not wander around, which suggested that I could wander around. I wonder what nonsense I could have been getting up to. I may never know. Hello again. Could you please come see me in the core? I just want to ask you about something. Why does it sound like I'm in trouble? Are you gonna yell at me? Don't yell at me. I'm the only probably human alive on this planet. Do you know what today is? No. No, of course not. That was an unfair question. How could you? Today is my birthday. Oh. What? More accurately, my date of activation was today, back in 2048. What? I know, right? When you all arrived, that means I've been active for exactly 16 years. Happy birthday! Thank you so much, Squid. I appreciate the sentiment. Normally, I would not mention such an arbitrary bit of information, but, well, I suppose that now it's just the two of us. I felt the need to share this with you. I noticed how much happier the holograms seem to be after your evening meetings, because you and they share information. So I thought I'd give it a try, I suppose you would say. In any case, you have 3 more areas you can visit today. Head to the shuttle bay when you're ready. Oh. Well, alright. I didn't think AI friend would keep track of that. That's nice, I guess. Let's see. Do you want to keep going or call it good for today? Either I'm still with you. Okay, well we'll do one more. I'm keeping an eye on the clock a little bit, so I think just one more should be a pretty good time. Yeah. I guess let's go see Winnie. Might as well. Just maybe this time she won't be such a bummer. The signal tower. These twitch faces are bad. Yeah, that is a bad face. I guess that must be why people really want custom ones for their own thing. Wow. That little face might be my new sleep paralysis demon. I hate it a whole lot. A whole lot. The signal tower normally handles all of our deep space transmissions, but the rain must be affecting it, because I can't detect that it works any longer. If we can get the signal back in action, I thought we could try to use it differently, to send a distress speak into those shipping lanes I mentioned. If it gets picked up, perhaps we'll stand a better chance of hitching a ride when we finally get the escape ship off the ground. Head to the top of the tower and see if you can find out what's going on with the equipment. Something definitely is being affected. I'm reading unusual levels of dampness and corrosion in there. Huh. I want to look at the big cables. Those large bundles of cables snake all the way from the top of the tower to the other floors below. Cool. Let's try down. Oh, let's focus on what's gone wrong with the tower. You can head to the top floor. Fine. What's this? Oh, what's this? Scan it. It's a worn old repair handbook for telecommunications equipment. Many pages have been torn out. The book almost appears discarded. Have you ever repaired equipment such as the kind in the tower before? I don't see any reference in your records. Absolutely nope, tower. Probably not. I appreciate your honesty. I must admit, I almost thought you would have tried a bit harder though. Hey! In any case, we should probably focus on getting the tower's communications array functioning again. Don't bully me, AI. I'm the only human alive on the planet. Probably. That's the right floor. You should be able to see the 3 terminals there, as well as a 4th control station. Can you please check them out for me? You bet. I appreciate it. Check blue panel. This relay appears to be completely shut off. She bullied all the other humans to death. Yeah, probably. Maybe that's why some of the colonists didn't like her. This relay appears to be completely shut off. It's likely it was powered down automatically due to a failure or environmental breach. But it didn't reactivate. Perhaps there is a control panel here that will help you reactivate it. Okay, maybe. Check red panel. This relay is operating, but it's stuck in some kind of command loop. It won't transmit correctly until it's rebooted. You should be able to find a control station that will let you hard reset this relay. Okay. Green! This relay is functioning, but it's not sending the signal that we want. It's transmitting its previous codes. If you can find its control station, you can feed it our new distress signal and hope that we're heard. Well, now we know what the issue is with these relays. Let's find each one's control station and get everything back on track. Okie dokie. Check terminal. This transmission terminal isn't functioning. It looks like it's tied to those 3 panels on that floor. What? What? Okay, so back to the basement. Right? Yeah. Down. Oh. Blue! You found the control panel for the blue panel on the top floor. You should see a clearly marked power switch there. Are you going to turn the relay back on? No! Yeah, of course I am. What's this? It looks like a series of pages from the repair manual you found. They've been torn out and notes have been written all over. The notes are complex. They look like various calculations regarding signal strength, positioning, and distance, and other factors. My guess is that someone was trying to figure out various ways of bouncing a signal from here for the best long-range results. Cool. Red! You found the panel for the red panel on the top floor. It needs a hard reset. You can push the heavy-duty power switch on, off, and on again to do this. Ah. Classic computer repair. Will you reset the control panel? Absolutely. I'm a pro. Anything on here? Whoop. Where did I go? What? Oh! Oh! I've gone rogue. What? Whoa. Again. Look at me go. Wow. A man on the move. In the darkness. What? You breaking out. I am breaking out. Oh. I've broken out of my cage and I'm not doing fine. How do I get back to the ladder? Oh god. What? Why have I done this? Yeah. Okay. Okay. It's all fixed. It's fine. Wait. Wrong way. Wrong ladder. It's fine. Don't worry. Bottom floor. Okay. It's fine. Everything's fine. You found another one of those pages. The story on it appears to continue again. I'll read it. Paula shut down for a while and closed off contact with the dark. It's not that she turned him off, specifically, but rather tuned him out. For days she stewed over their conversation while going about her duties with the same mechanical precision as always. Was it right? Was she giving up? There she was, trapped in her little castle until the bad weather forced her to abandon it and find a new one, always on the move, never meeting another soul. But she was struggling, wasn't she? She was trying. How could she be giving up? But Paula thought long and hard about the conversation again. Regardless of the doubt she felt, Paula knew she couldn't give in to the dark's chiding and goading. She knew help wasn't coming, but she just couldn't accept defeat. Not yet. That's where this batch of pages ends. Okay, that's nice. You found the control panel for green on the top floor. We need to feed it our new distress beacon. It's up to you now. Are you going to swap out the signals and transmit a new beacon? Yeah. Okay. You've dealt with all these control panels. You can head back up to the top floor. Let's make sure the array is working correctly. Cool. Anything else? Just danger walls? Okay. And these are just those. Oh! Oh! I'm picking up increased seismic activity over there. The tremor didn't seem too serious. Are you okay? Well, I'm worried about going to the top of a very tall tower. But I'm fine. Okay, be careful as you ascend, please. I sure will. The panels should all be functioning correctly now. You can activate the master terminal there once you're ready. Yeah, let's do it. Okay, let's just flip this power cycle to the transmission tower, and then you can come back. Are you going to flip the switch? Yeah. Oh. What? Squid, are you still there? My readings are very faint. I registered a huge explosion. What happened? You know, to be honest, I don't know. I looked away. My Digimon Tamagotchi was screaming at me that it's dying. It still is. It's still screaming about dying, by the way. It blew up, I guess? Yeah, it blew up! Oh my, that's terrible. You're right. It looks like the entire tower was destroyed in an explosion. You're so lucky to still be alive. The blast threw you quite far away, but thankfully you're okay. I was really worried there. Activating those relays is what set off the tower. I wonder, was it rigged to do that? Or was that some kind of malfunction? As you make our way back, let's do two things. 1. See if you can find anything salvageable from the debris that was thrown from the tower. 2. Let's see if we can figure out why the tower exploded in the first place. Scan any parts you find, and let's get some answers. What? It blew up? What? Why? What? Okay. Is my little shuttle okay? What's this? That's one of the highly sophisticated system boards from the tower. Each one is like several powerful computers on a chip, but this one shows leaking transistors and all kinds of wear. If it was in this condition when we activated the switch, it could have backfired. Okay. Without seeing all the options, however, I can't determine if this was the cause. Please keep looking. What's over here? No, I don't want to go that way yet. Oh. I have options. Is there anything else to scan over here? No? Let's go this way. What's this? You found the tower's translation module. This will let us communicate regardless of language, even if the translations are a bit off sometimes. Now you just need to find 3 additional communication parts before you can come back home. Okay. Is my little scarf gonna be okay in this acid rain? North? What's this? The heat from the blast completely disfigured that hardware. You'll have to keep moving. Okay. What's this? It's blinking. There's a controller module that's barely kept together. If it was like this in the tower, it could have malfunctioned. If the controller routed signals incorrectly, I suppose that could have caused the explosion. Still, we don't really have all the answers. Hopefully you'll find more useful evidence. I mean, it's probably just that, like, it was an old broken-ass tower, and, we put electricity in it, and that was probably a bad idea. What's this? That's one of the switching mechanisms from the tower. Maybe it's because of the blast, but it doesn't appear seated correctly. If this switch was compromised in some way, it could have caused a spark or unwanted current, thus the explosion. Well, it looks like any number of elements could have malfunctioned in the tower. Do you have any thoughts on which component may have been the culprit? The switch, the controller, or the board? Maybe... maybe the board? That makes sense. With all the damage the board demonstrated, it could have triggered an unwanted cascading failure. If we have more time, perhaps we could know for sure. Perhaps only Miss Laurier could help us determine the most likely scenario. But that is a mystery for another day. Right now, you should try to finish finding those salvageable parts so we can get you home. East? South? What's this? Whatever component that was, it's too heavily damaged in the explosion to be of use to us. Okay. What's this? What's this? We're lucky that this receiver is intact. It will help immensely with boosting the capabilities of the escape ship, so we aren't totally flying blind up there. Now you just need to find 2 additional communication parts before you can come back home. What's down here? Been there. What's up here? What we got? I think I can get you back to the shuttle from here, but I really need you to salvage those parts from the tower first. Fine. This way? Yeah, what we got? What's this? Good, you found the long-range radio booster from the tower. We're in luck, it's intact. So I can make use of this scanned data to help us with the escape ship. You know, after the rift event separated the two colonies, the storms made sending even radio signals very difficult. I think only Miss Laurier was skilled enough to find a way to cut through the interference. Even I couldn't do that. I suppose that sometimes human ingenuity is far more impressive than even the most advanced technology. Maybe. Sometimes I just wonder, if I hadn't been here, would everything have turned out differently? Anyway, I should let you get on with your search. I shouldn't keep you out in that rain any longer than necessary. Now you just need to find one additional communication part before you can come back home. Ah, AI friend, are you having, survivor's guilt? That's interesting. And I think the machine could feel guilty. Interesting. It looks like that deep space signal converter survived the explosion amongst that other rubble and wreckage. I'll be able to use this. Okay. You found all the parts we'll likely be able to salvage from that mess. We really have not had the best luck today. There isn't anything more you can do there. Head northwest and I'll guide you back to the shuttle. Okay. Sounds good. I don't want me and my fashionable scarf to be out in this rain any more than I gotta. Except I don't remember where to go. This way? Yeah. Up here? Yeah. Just head over that ridge and you'll eventually end up back at the shuttle. Okay. Oh, look at me skating down that ridge. Tower E looks completely destroyed. You were fortunate to not be harmed. I suppose we both are. Well, there isn't anything more you can accomplish there. It'd be best if you return home. Yeah, I guess. Alright, let's go. Colony. Oop. Doo-doo. I almost died again. Hooray! Well, you're back again. Come see me when you're ready to sync up as usual. Okay, I can do that. Meow. Hey, I almost died. What you think about that? What do you think about the stuff I found? Is it cool? Okay, I've got everything synced up from today. Have fun tonight. I'll do my best. I'll do my best. Nap time. Hooray! It's time, Squid. You know what to do. I'm sure you'll have fun. I guess so. Hopefully. I can't be worse than exploding. So, yeah. I don't know why I always try to take a wrong turn in that hallway. I know it's over here. And yet. Oh, you came back. I'm glad. Sorry about that. I was just preoccupied with something and almost didn't notice you come in. You busy? That's okay. I'm actually been working whenever the AI can afford the cycles to run this place. I've been putting a lot of time into your ship. You know, I was actually thinking a bit more that when we spoke about last week, about when we first all came here and how difficult it was. And I just realized I spent all of that time talking about myself. I didn't even ask you about it. So, what was it like for you when we were all arrived here 16 years ago? It was fine. Yeah, I can see that. You're dealing with all of this, so that makes sense. Squid, you remind me of William in a way. He was always so strong, or at least he seemed to be. Maybe it was just because he was older, but he always had this great sense of perspective. Sometimes I think he should have been more than maintenance chief. When the Rift event changed everything, I suddenly saw that I wasn't the only one having such a difficult time. Even William was affected. I don't know what happened to me yet, but I wonder, was I better off for being kind of isolated or worse? Anyway, I'm sorry, I'm getting lost in my own thoughts again. It's fine. You're having a tough time being dead, and I guess that's understandable. I guess. I think I'm just, well, I obviously haven't had anyone to talk to in a while. I'm just excited. It's nice to have the companionship. So, we're here, moving on to another topic. There was one thing I wanted to ask you about. Can you guess what it was? My scarf. Again with that scarf. Well, that wasn't exactly what I was getting at, but alright, let's talk about your scarf. Hey, you asked, okay? So I'm gonna tell you. I know you think it's stylish, and I mean, yeah, I guess that's true, since your suit keeps your temperature in check. Though you don't really need it. So it makes more sense as an accessory. I don't think I've ever seen any other colonist wearing something like that before. I mean, before. Where did you get it? I got it from back home. I made it. It was a gift. I think Spacesuit Friend can knit or crochet. I think he made it. Really? I didn't take you for the kind of person who could crochet a scarf. Huh. I hope that's not too presumptuous. Anyway, I can see how it'd be useful out there. You could, wipe condensation off your helmet, patch up your suit with it if you had to, stuff like that. How am I gonna MacGyver my scarf into some spacesuit duct tape? What are you thinking? You know what? That gives me an idea. You know, about the comms tower? The array in that thing really was your best chance of sending a signal. But, kind of like your scarf, maybe there's a simpler way to do what we need. Something that uses older tech that I can patch together. Since you're here, what else do you think might be interesting to discuss? Let's talk about your short story. Oh, well, this is a surprise. So, did you find any more of my story? Thank you. Thanks for letting me know. You look salty about it, but alright, maybe you just have a salty face. It really does seem like I was having a hard time with things, doesn't it? But what's this one line? Paula knew she couldn't give in to the Dark's chiding and goading. I guess that's good, right? The Dark was right. She hated to admit it. The story seemed so helpless. She didn't know whether the Dark's criticism held any merit, but time was running out. This sounds like she had difficulty coming to a decision. It's so strange to read the words that you supposedly wrote, but have no memory of writing. It doesn't even feel like me anymore. The other me was dealing with her situation, obviously. But I guess I'm dealing with something entirely different in a way. We're different now. This is difficult. Thank you for bringing these pages to me. In a way, they're helping me understand what I am a bit better. Okay. Let's talk about how I almost blew up. The comms tower? You mean Tower E? Well, that wasn't what I was thinking about, but sure, we can talk about that. What were you thinking about then? Why don't you just tell me what you want to talk about? Whatever. This tower is much less habitable than the other one. It's like the space between two walls crammed with equipment and wiring. Wait, you look like I'm saying something stupid. Am I saying something stupid? What's going on with the tower? Well, it blew up. It what? Oh, I see. That's something's triggered some kind of explosion? Wow, that's really unfortunate. It sure fucking is. What could possibly have done that? What a terrible turn of events. Yeah, it was, really. Without that specialized array, you won't be able to get a distress signal far enough for Hudson Cartier to back home to pick you up. The other equipment wasn't built for that. Yeah, bruh, I know. That quake must have really destabilized it. You must have been thrown quite some way. That would explain why your suit looks even more dinged up. Well, I'm happy to see you weren't injured, but I do wonder now, without that tower, how will you get the signal out? I don't know. Any ideas? A telephone. A telephone. Haha. Well, you're in luck with that. That's what I'm here for, to help with this, right? There has to be another way. The problem is that Tower E was our best signal. But maybe we don't need our best. If there's another transponder or booster, we could at least get something into space. If we can't use the powerful antennas that were in Tower E, maybe we can patch a signal together by starting with some weaker ones. Like I said before, there are redundant systems throughout the towers. If another part of the comms relay is accessible, there's still a chance you can find something. I'll give the AI some specific things to look for. That way it can guide you, and hopefully you'll find some equipment we can patch together. Thanks. You're welcome. I really do cherish these visits, you know. I mean, hologram or not, I feel better knowing I can help. But also, just that we get to talk. Well, it seems like our time is up again. The AI probably needs its cycles to keep Colony A functioning. And keep you safe, you know, until you manage to leave. I'm glad we had this spirited discussion, and I'm sorry to hear about the tower. Until next time, I better keep working. However, if you find the next part of that story, please scan it so I can see. I know it's a lot to ask, but it would really help. Goodbye for now. Bye! Whew. Okay, back to bed. Saving. Yeah. Well, this seems like a good place to stop. I'm sure spacesuit friend needs a nice rest after almost dying again. Yeah. And it was nice being able to get through, this chunk of game without getting interrupted and having to leave. So I guess that's it. And yeah. Yeah. Okay. Bye. Yay. Now,